Water?
Check.
Snacks?
Check.
Sunscreen?
Check.
Charger?
Check.
TCG?
Check.
3DS?
And check.
Let's go.
We all live in a Pokemon world.
Welcome back, Pokemon Trainers. Professor Chaz here, the lab coat's on back order, and it's time for another episode of our Pokemon GO coverage here in, well, the real world, of course. It is time for, as you can see here, more Pokemon arriving from Hoenn. Trainers, 20 more Pokemon from the Hoenn region, including water types and ice types, have been spotted all over the world. In fact, I'm checking one out right now. Wait a minute, that's not one of them. That's a Torchic. I gotta get that Torchic. There's two in this area. But I did see earlier a silhouette of a very round water ice type Pokemon. It is a Spheal. I'm going to go see if I can grab that. But I've got to get a couple of these Torchic as well. Kind of don't want to waste too much time talking here, so I can do that. But I got to do the intro. So I have prepared myself quite nicely with a lot of Pokeballs. Let's see what I'm working with here. I've got 157 Pokeballs, some Great, some Ultra. Those are just bag filling space kind of stuff. We got a lot of berries too here. Lots of the golden raspberries. We've got some peanut berries, regular ras. So we have plenty of stuff to go on a catching spree right now. And at the start of this video, though, I want to apologize that there hasn't been a lot of other content on the channel lately. It's been mostly just Pokemon Go, and there's been a lot of days that I've missed out on because I've been out recording for Pokemon Go. Definitely in the new year, things are going to start getting back on track, I'm going to say. It's just holiday season. I tend to be kind of busy as it is, so it's hard to keep track of stuff and keep on pace and keep on schedule. But hopefully you can bear with me until the end of the year and starting into the new year, get back on track with some of our other series. But for the time being, let's get a move on and grab some of these Pokemon, such as these Torchic. Alright, here's our first little Torchic right now. First one we've ever seen. Look how cute this little guy is. Now, the throwing mechanic has been changed somewhat. I think I've noticed the faster you spin the ball, the more directly it shoots at the Pokemon. So let's see if I can get a direct shot on this little hopping Torchic. No, I threw her too far. So I'm going to spin it a lot and aim right for the middle of the circle. It landed. Not a perfect throw, but it did get the job done. Or did it? Not quite yet. So I'm thinking this might be, this event might be reminiscent of the holiday event from last year, because ever since Gen 3 first came out, which admittedly hasn't been that long ago, I haven't seen a single Torchic in the wild. Now I've seen two pop up on the radar, so it's like, do you think all the starting Pokemon are going to be more common like they were back last year? It's possible. We do capture our first Torchic here, and I'm going to show you something else in just a moment. So first things first, let's check out our Torchic's appraisal. Room for improvement, good attack. Alright, but that is our first Torchic. Plenty more to come. And as we check out the Scratch and Flamethrower, that's a pretty good move to have. There is a Santa Hat Pikachu. They are back for the holiday season. But first of all, let's check out the Pokedex for our friend Torchic. I think they've made the Pokedex wider, have they? Or am I seeing things? The icon seems smaller for some reason. Am I crazy? I might be crazy. I might not be. Anyway, Torchic, that's Mudkip. Torchic, the chick Pokemon. Torchic sticks with its trainer, following behind with unsteady steps. This Pokemon breathes fire of over 18,000 degrees, 1800, I can't read numbers, Fahrenheit, including fireballs that leave the foe scorched black. That sounds fun. Alright. What more could you ask for in the festive season, right? Let's continue searching for more Pokemon. And would you look at this? I come down here to show you the Santa Hat Pikachu when our first Spheal of the next 20 Pokemon of Gen 3 has appeared. Let's wander over here and make this capture. So the first Spheal we've ever seen. Look at this thing. Look how rotund, how roly-poly it is. Alright. The admiration is done. The capture is made. What's with this new throwing thing? Come on. Why do they need to change it? See, like that should have landed perfect. The old throwing system, I would have had that amazingly. Oh well. We're still going to get the capture right here, right now. First Spheal added to the Pokedex. Let's see what this one's all about. It's too bad it doesn't bring you to the Pokedex right away, like it does in the video games. I mean, I guess it's okay, but anyway, 588 with Water Gun, Water Pulse. Your stats are looking pretty decent with strong defense. Alright, Spheal, what is your claim to fame? You're after Absol. That's Groudon. Spheal, the clap Pokemon. Spheal is much faster rolling than walking to get around. When groups of this Pokemon eat, they all clap all at once to show their pleasure. Because of this, their meal times are noisy. Sounds good. Alright, so we can get the evolutions, of course, but it wouldn't be a festive event without showing off the Santa Hat Pikachu. I remember when they had a different kind of a hat Pikachu, they made them really hard to catch. Is this one going to be hard to catch too? I'm having trouble figuring out how to land these nice, great, and excellent balls. But, I don't know, it seems like they might have made Pokemon easier to simply catch and stay in the balls too. I might be, just, you know, overstating that, but I don't know. Present! That's a new attack! I want to see what that can do in battle. Anyway, what's this Pikachu have to offer? Pretty decent, with good attack and defense. I might want to go into a battle and show off what Present can do. For the time being, let's continue searching for more new species like more Torchic. And as we capture another Torchic, I want to point out, oh come on. They're really going to be like that. Alright, have yourself a nice, one of my 170 Golden Raspberries Torchic. Just calm yourself down. How does this throwing work? It's like they punish us now for using curveballs. What? What is this? Anyway, I did just check the shop. It has been updated with new items, new boxes. I'm definitely going to buy one of those. Let's take a look what's inside each of the special festive boxes. I think that's what they were called. I might be wrong. What are your stats like, Torchic? Really strong. HP and defense are good. Alright, so let's fire up the shop. And Winter Box, Grape Box, Ultra Box. Okay, so the Winter Box, you get 2 incense, 2 incubators, and 5 of these new Star Piece items. I'll show you what those are in just a second. Grape Box, you get 4 Super Incubators, 10 Raspberries, 10 Star Pieces. And for the Ultra Box, you get 8 Super Incubators, 10 Peanut Berries, 25 Star Pieces, and 10 Lure Modules. I'm buying one. First things first, I gotta get myself some more coins. So give me just one moment here. Alright, we got ourselves a bunch more coins. Let's get ourselves the Ultra Box. Definitely exchanging that. Now, like I said, I like to try to keep 1,500 coins in stock for when these boxes come on sale, so it's going to be quite a while before I get to purchase any more items from the looks of it. But for the time being, let's make use of what we have. So, open up the items we see. Where is our star pieces? So, a small shard of a beautiful gem earns 50% more Stardust for 30 minutes. So it's kind of like Lucky Egg in which you gain extra experience, but this adds more Stardust as you catch new species. I think I'll be using that in just a moment. But first of all, let's put some eggs into some incubators here. There's a few Pokemon in the area that I gotta go capture as well. So we got a couple of 10-kilometer eggs here on the go. Definitely make use of these incubators. Look at all these things that I have now. I love it. Now I'm tempted to incubate everything. Just to, you know what? I'm going to do that just to fire through these eggs as quickly as possible. Get all sorts of new Pokemon eggs, new species perhaps. Everything's getting incubated. With those 8 supers, I've got plenty to incubate every one of these eggs at the same time. Not bad. I've never had all my eggs incubated before. This is really cool. Speaking of really cool, it is really cold out, so I'm going to go grab myself a quick Mudkip and Meditite in the area and check back in with you momentarily. Okay, we're coming up to an area with a fair concentration of Pokemon, so let's see what one of these star pieces can do. Where are you guys at? Let's use this right now. We've got 30 minutes to gain 50% more Stardust for captures, and I would assume for hatching, for, I should have waited and used this when I'm going to hatch those eggs. I've got plenty more star pieces though, but also I would assume feeding Pokemon in gyms gives you more as well. So let's go ahead. We need some more candy for Scruff, our Electrike / Manectric. We see there's a couple right here. I think I just need to Peanut Berry one of these guys, or girls, to get the candy that I need. Alright, can we make the throw decently? At least we landed the ball. Now, I'm probably kind of dark again here too. The lighting is not super good. It's getting pretty dark out already. But, regardless of the darkness, we make the capture, and that should be enough candy to evolve Scruff. And it is. So this Electrike is pretty decent, with good defense. Before we do any more catching, although I probably should catch some first to make use of the Star Piece, I want to evolve up Scruff. Where is she at? There she is. It's been a long time coming. I wanted to do this in the last episode. We didn't quite get enough candy for it, but she's going from 384. I did notice this time. From 384 up to, I'm going to say 9 something maybe, 900 some. Just a random guess. There she is. Our Manectric is on the team. So we're adding her to the Pokedex. We'll check that out in just a moment. And we see her CP goes up to 1020, so I wasn't too far off, with Snarl and Flame Burst. No stab moves, but that's still pretty decent. Alright, let's check the Pokedex for our new Manectric. Scroll all the way down here. I'm not sure if this seems like it's smaller or not, these Pokedex entries. Where are you at? Somewhere around here, I'm thinking. Probably right here. Manectric, the discharge Pokemon. Manectric is constantly discharging electricity from its mane. The sparks sometimes ignite forest fires. When it enters a battle, this Pokemon creates thunderclouds. Very cool. We've got Scruff. Alright, so we're currently sitting at how much Stardust? 27,817. Look at that little effect around us, too. It's pretty cool. So what did I just say? 20-something 817. 27,817. Let's see what I can get after I catch all these species here. Up to 28,417, so not terribly bad, but there is more Stardust to be had. I'm heading off. Oh, come on. I'm heading off to find this Trico, actually, and maybe some more Zangoose. Look at these things. Let's go. Hold on to your presents, everybody. Delibird is here. Alright, can we make this capture? That's always my question when a new species shows up, of course. Not a very good throw, but is it going to be enough? No, it is not. Alright, Delibird, have yourself a nice, tasty golden raspberry. It's my present to you, my friend. I'm curious, what kind of moves you're going to have? We've already seen present in the game through the Santa Hat Pikachu. Ah, come on. Why do they have to change the throwing? What's going on with this? Was it really that broken to begin with? No. We got it. Okay. Another new Pokemon added to our Pokedex. Well, let's see what Delibird is all about. With Present and Ice Punch. Very nice. I still got to see what this Present attack does. Your stats are room for improvement. As usual, our first capture is not that amazing. However, let's check out your Pokedex data. I'm going to say that's you there. Nope. 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 Where the heck is Delibird? Can't be this far early. It's Gen 2, what am I thinking? I'm in Gen 3. I've messed up. You're down here. There you are. Alright, Delibird. Hello! Delibird, the delivery Pokemon. Delibird carries its food bundled up in its tail. There once was a famous explorer who managed to reach the peak of the world's highest mountain thanks to one of these Pokemon sharing its food. You'll notice it no longer refers to it as Mount Everest. That's what the Pokedex used to say, thereby solidifying the world of Pokemon in our own world, but they've taken that out of this one. It's kind of a little interesting little factoid to make note of. Alright, anything else amazing in the area? Not crazy amazing, but there are some Pokemon I need to catch for new species and new candy. Let's do that for the time being, and I'll have to probably stop at some point. Unfortunately, my battery pack is out of power. I have to go charge. I got to charge everything up. I might have to call it a day before too long, but I'm going to try to go as long as I can though. Okay, so I slightly lied to you. I did decide to stay around here for a little bit while longer because I kept seeing on the nearby silhouettes of more new Pokemon, and I thought, I can't leave without getting these new Pokemon. One of them, of course, was, as you see, Snorunt. Also, bear in mind, my audio device decided to completely garbage itself out again, so I'm thinking as soon as I get the audio off of it for these next videos, I'm just going to trash it, because I have to get a new one. I am tired of fiddling with it and hoping it's going to work, but let's ignore that for the time being and get another Gen 3 Hoenn Pokemon, Snorunt. Let's wait for the right opportunity. The Pokeballs are still... So, like, when something's not broken, why do people feel the need to fix it? The Pokeballs threw fine the first time. Why did they change it? We got it. Alright, and that is going to be our last Pokemon, I think our 40th one for the Ho Index, which will give us our silver medal we've been waiting for. Snorunt added to the Pokedex. Alright. Imagine when they add Mega Evolution to the game, there's going to be so many Megas. They could probably do it as early as Gen 4, because I think, other than Audino, that is the only non-Gen 4 or earlier Pokemon in the game. This has room for improvement, of course, whatever. It's got Powder Snow, Icy Wind, and let's get that nice silver medal. There it is. What we were waiting for. Alright, let's check that Pokedex for Snorunt, and I think I'm going to have to call it a day. Where are you at, Snorunt? I'm going to say that's you. Nope. There you are. I was so close. Snorunt, the Snow Hat Pokemon. Snorunt live in regions with heavy snowfall. In seasons without snow, such as spring and summer, thanks for specifying, Pokedex, I appreciate that, this Pokemon steals away to live quietly among stalactites and stalagmites deep in caverns. And it's so cold. Alright, so with that being said, I think that is going to wrap things up for the time being. I'm going to check back in with you as I get back to the house, because I have a few Pokemon to select to add as main team members now. And yet another new find here, Slackoth. Will we be so lucky as my cousin, Vex Evolution, getting 98% Slackoth? Will we be so lucky as to throw the ball right, too? Well, my hand slipped. I'm kind of going to take the blame on that one. Great throw. Okay, I don't want to say that I'm getting better at this because I am not. That was a lucky throw. Doesn't even matter. Breaks out. I find the balls that I do kind of throw good, they usually attack, dodge, or break out. Let's see if we can pull this one off here. Nope, see? I am not loving this change. I really don't know why they did this. Okay, you guys saw I used a golden raspberry, right? You guys saw that. Look, I'm using another one. Not much more needs to be said. Let's let the footage speak for itself. Thank you. Alright, let's see just how amazing Slackoth is, because of course, because it's an amazing one, chances are I am going to get one as well. Let's check the appraisal. First of all, you are CP 599, Yawn and Brick Break, and the appraisal says, okay, kind of basic. Anyway, let's check the Pokedex data because it is a new addition. Let's fire it up here. And you are earlier in the Pokedex, I believe. You're in the forest. Let's say around here-ish. Got it right first time. Slackoth, the slacker Pokemon. Slackoth lolls around for over 20 hours every day. Because it moves so little, it does not need much food. This Pokemon's sole daily meal consists of just 3 leaves. Probably a good way to watch your weight, I guess. However, it's not an amazing one. We'll probably find a better one later on. And as soon as I find 5, I'll choose one. But right now, I want to get myself a Mudkip. Well, I haven't had much time to try to catch new species the past couple days or so, and as I've said, now, it's kind of hard to catch things with this new throwing mechanic, but I actually think I am getting slightly better at it. However, it did take me quite a bit of my items to get better at it. I'm down to 9 Pokeballs, so I think from now on what I'm going to do is try to build up, if I go below 100 Pokeballs, I'm going to stop catching everything I see until I get up to over 200, start catching things from there. If I drop to 100 again, hold off on catching stuff, because if I find myself in a spot with minimal Pokestops, like my house for example, and if there's a whole bunch of new species appearing, I kind of want to have a nice surplus of Pokeballs to catch stuff and not run out. So that's going to be my goal from now on, which means today it's going to be a day of wandering as much as possible to get as many Pokeballs as I can. I also have decided for the star pieces, what I'm going to do is wait until I'm doing basically just a whole bunch of catching of everything, because, for example, if I'm walking around and I see a Mudkip that I need candy for, I'm going to drop everything I'm doing, go for that Mudkip, passing by a bunch of Pokemon areas that would have a lot of spawns, a lot of Stardust to be collected, and therefore make less use of the star piece. So I'll hold off on using those for the next time being, the next little while. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you get the idea. Anyways, to start things off at this part of the video, I do have a couple of evolutions that I can showcase. First of all, let's go ahead, and we've already seen this Pokemon before, Pokémon. We're evolving up into Hariyama, Let's see, so the CP is at 600. I'm thinking he's going to be in the 2300s because he's pretty similar to the Hariyama that we caught in the wild off camera a while back. That is at 2337, I think. So Pokémon assumes his final evolutionary form. Look at the size of this guy. CP goes up to a decent 2350 with Bullet Punch and Dynamic Punch. Not bad, Pokémon. Alright, and one more evolution available. This is a weird kind of thing now, too, where every time you evolve something, transfer something, whatever, the Pokemon list brings you back to the top of the screen. I don't like that. You gotta scroll all the way back down again. But I could mention this. I hatched a Slackoth from a 10-kilometer egg. The appraisal, I don't know if I mentioned it yet, but Battle with the Best with max attack stat. This could be similar to my cousin Dex Evolution's 98% Slackoth. Maybe not quite compared to that, but you never know. Alright, now Pearl, we did get enough candy to evolve up as well. Let's do that right now. We're going to get our first Grumpig. It's been a long time coming. I was hoping to get Grumpig by the end of the Groudon episode. No such luck. But, oh well, we have her now. There she is. So the CP, again, I forgot to look. 300-ish? No, 700 it was. I remember powering her up. 700? Something like that. She's up to 1333 with Charge Beam Shadow Ball. Just as a reminder, the stats are Battle with the Best with max defense. So let's check the Pokedex data for these two Pokemon. First up, let's find our Hariyama. That's not you there. You're way before this. So if we find Grumpig first, let's read Grumpig. Grumpig, the Manipulate Pokemon. Grumpig uses the black pearls on its body to amplify its psychic power waves for gaining total control over its foe. When this Pokemon uses its special power, its snorting breath grows labored. Alright, so it's at complete mind control. Interesting. And Hariyama, the Arm Thrust Pokemon. Hariyama practices its straight arm slaps in any number of locations. One hit of this Pokemon's powerful open-handed straight arm punches could snap a telephone pole in two. Not quite as powerful as Beware, which, actually no, more powerful than Beware, who simply just snaps its trainer in half with a nice hug. But that is for a later generation. Now for the rest of today, as I say, I'm going to wander around, try to get more Pokeballs. Of course, I'll catch new species that I need candy for, and any new creatures that pop up. Show you that on camera. Otherwise, I might not come back until the next day to showcase my capturing spree, and I see a Groudon egg in the distance. I wonder if Kyogre is going to be in this update. We might find out in about 18 minutes time, but I'll check back in with you momentarily. Alright, we have a whole batch of 6 5-kilometer eggs ready to hatch any moment now. I put them all into super incubators just because I want to hatch as many new Pokemon as possible. These are all new eggs too, because I did hatch all the older ones, so this could be some new Gen 3 Hoenn Pokemon hatching out of these eggs. Let's walk 0.1 more kilometer and see what we can find. Alright, here we go. The eggs are ready to break open. I'm not going to check the appraisal immediately, I don't think. I just want to kind of speed through each hatching. We find an Elekid. Okay, Gen 2, we've already had a bunch of these guys, but that's okay. Next one up, I see we have a Meditite and Spheal in the area too. I've got to catch them for some more candy. But, let's get these eggs hatched first. A Spheal, very good. How much candy are you worth? 16, so we're at 93 for you. Getting close for a possible evolution. I've heard that evolving to Steelio takes 25. A Corphish! That's a new species. Nice! But I've heard that evolving from Steelio to Walrein is 400 candy. My cousin told me that. Don't know if he's pulling my leg or not, but I'll find out. Anyway, we'll check the... I want to check your appraisal right now, actually. Battle with the Best. Max attack. Good candidate for possible Corphish for our team. Alright, that's half our eggs hatched. Do we get any new species once more? No, well not that one, Shelter. 2 more eggs hatching. I still have 2 10-kilometer eggs in the super incubators as well. So for my last bout of super incubators, I'm going to wait and get as many eggs as possible and incubate them all at the same time. Rhyhorn, okay. But we had that Corphish so far. Not to downplay Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn's a pretty cool Pokemon, but it's not a new species. Not till Gen 4 when it can evolve into Rhyperior. And a Houndour. Alright, but still, get that Corphish. We're going to check that Pokedex data. I got 65,000 Stardust right now. Before powering anybody else up, I'm waiting until I get 100,000. That way I'll have enough to power them up to the next thousands worth of Stardust needed to power up. If you know what I'm talking about. So where are you at, Corphish? That's not you there. You're much sooner than that. Much earlier than that in the Pokedex, I'm sure. There you are. Corphish, the ruffian Pokemon. Corphish were originally foreign Pokemon that were imported as pets. They eventually turned up in the wild. This Pokemon is very hardy and has greatly increased its population. Yet I haven't seen a single one in the game, except for this one. Interesting that it's called the ruffian Pokemon. I was thinking this. I sometimes nickname my Pokemon something that I've wondered, in the future, what if they make a new Pokemon species with that name? Like, for example, well, this isn't the same thing, but my Charizard Blaze, I named him back in Gen 1 before abilities were a thing. When abilities came out in Gen 3, it had Blaze abilities, so Blaze named after Blaze kind of thing. So I'm wondering if eventually a Pokemon I nickname is going to be a species name. For example, my Arcanine Ruffian species Pokemon here with Corphish. But anyway, that is the first batch of hatching. As new things hatch from the 10-kilometer eggs, I'll show you that as well. Well, the 10-kilometer eggs did just hatch. No new species, but I did hatch a Larvitar, which gave me the last candy I needed to get Reptar or Tyranitar up to over 100. So I'm good with that Pokemon now. And for the rest of today, I'm going to continue seeing if I can get some more Pokeballs, because as much as I want to try to restock the Pokeballs, every time a new species comes along, I got to try to catch it. Or, you know, something I need candy for. I can't seem to refill the Pokeballs. And of course, this new throwing mechanic is still, I'm going to call it glitchy. I don't care. It might be people thinking that I can't throw the balls right. No, the game is glitchy because I'm throwing the balls pretty much exactly the same way every time. Sometimes they go way to the left, sometimes they go way to the right, sometimes they go past the Pokemon. So, I don't know. There seems to be an element of randomness, a much more bigger element of randomness added to the game now. Don't appreciate it. I might just not be skilled enough, but I really don't see how much more skilled you can get at throwing these Pokeballs. Anyway, I'm going to stop ranting and complaining. I'm going to continue seeing if I can reload the Pokeballs, and if not, just getting as much candy as possible. Wait a minute. It's snowing now?
No, it's not.
Doesn't look like it. Anyway, it's kind of weird though. Like originally, when the snow would come out, you would see light blue on the green spots here. This looks kind of interesting. Anyways, it is not snowing. It is extreme. As you can see, can't get much more extreme than this. But for the time being, we're going to end things off, and if I do find any more new species, whatever, I'll show you that. Otherwise, I might not be able to do any more capturing until tomorrow. But if the weather is not extreme, I am considering another lure and incense session, as fun as those are, at that Pokestop across the street from my house. So stay tuned in a little bit for some more Pokemon Go action. before Christmas and all through the house, we're going to beat up a gym. I don't know where I was going with that. But I do want to show off. Why am I not near it? I'm right beside it. There we go. I want to show off what this present attack can do. Because is it just like in the video games where it randomly does a certain amount of damage or might heal the target? I don't know, but I want to check that out. My current mission on Christmas Eve, it is December 24th, is to try to get more Pokeballs, because as I said, it's hard to keep the Pokeball stocked up with all the new Pokemon species in the area. So, if I do any... Come on now. There we go. If I do any luring and incensing, I want to make sure I have a lot of Pokeballs prepared for that. So where is Santos, our selected Delibird? Are you this low, really? You can't be. You must be further up than this. I could just type in the search. You know, that would probably be the faster way to do this. But we're going to find Santos in any moment. No, we're not. There's no way you're that strong. All right. Santos. There you are. You're only 318? Oh, boy. But we're going to see what this present attack can do. And I'm also going to bring, just as backup, let's bring Pokémon. And let's bring, you know what we're going to do? We're going to bring, where are you at? I'm just going to search. Let's find ourselves Tusker. It is our Spheal, who is pretty close to evolving, and I want to see if Walrein does take 400 candy or not. Let's go into the battle right now and see what Present does. I've done some other battling too, you might have seen if I'm going to use that footage. Some of my starting Pokemon from Hoenn, I want to show them off in battle before we start the evolutions. Alright, so this thing has Vine Whip, we can handle that. What does Present do? Not a lot. Is it random though? I don't think it is. I'll have to take a look and see. Is Present basically like Yawn, perhaps? Well, down goes Santos. Okay, so Present really was not that impressive. But anyway, we do have an impressive Pokemon here in Pokémon, our Hariyama at 2350. Not bad. We got our spinny little white Pokeball of Death, meaning it's trying to connect. There we go. Venusaur Falls. I did do some battling, as I said. I was kind of considering, do I want to do all the gym battling today? Because, like, it's the season of giving, and if I beat over gyms and take them over, then I'm taking from people. But, I mean, in a way, Spirit of Giving, or Season of Giving, is giving to me, right? So, I mean, it kind of makes sense. Anyway, speaking of giving, my audio recorder is still giving me trouble. I'm not a fan of it. So you probably don't hear the best audio for this part of the footage. But it's only a little bit here. We're almost done. Oh, that was a single resisted bullet punch. Not bad. So we defeat this gym. Look at the size of Pokémon. We're going to drop off. I think we'll drop Boar, our Steelix. Because we do need some more candies for that guy. Where are you at? Where are you at? Did I skip you? Or are you injured? You took some damage, that's right. Well, in that case, let's go for Medusa. Or Onyx, we can drop into the gym. Don't think she's going to hold the gym for very long, but I mean, that's okay. If someone takes over this gym, then Spirit of Giving, as I said. Let's get ourselves some candies, hopefully, by using some of these Nana Berries, which for me have no other use. Poor Santos had to get knocked out, but we did just get a revive, so that is good. I've done a lot of feeding. I want to see if it's going to show. Oh, we did get a candy. Nice. I wonder if we're going to see the weird glitch, I call it, where... Nope, we're good. Sometimes after I fed a Pokemon in a gym, it says that they're full, they can't take any more candy or berries. I'll then feed my own Pokemon I just put in, and it still says they're full. And it's like, I know they're not, I didn't feed them. So I think there's like an in-game limit on how much Stardust you can gain by feeding Pokemon at gyms. Has anyone else experienced that, or am I the unfortunate only one? Anyway, let's move on and see if we can get some more Pokeballs for capturing new Pokemon and hopefully evolve up our Spheal into Celio. Alright, another batch of eggs are ready to hatch. Let's see if we can get the Spheal we're looking for to get that last bit of candy to evolve into Celio. First egg presents. I'm happy with that. I've been waiting to get more Onyx candy for a long time. Got 19 more. Finally, I can take Boar and Medusa off of my gym defending list and let them rest for a little bit. We'll check the appraisal, I guess, off camera, of course, as I said. I want to speed through these eggs as quick as possible, but we did just hatch an Onyx, which was awesome. Next up, egg number 2 is a Mantine. We got plenty of Mantine. Not super thrilled about that one, but it's got Ice Beam, which is cool. Alright, next egg. We find another Corphish, perhaps. That'd be kind of cool. Got a Makuhita, not bad. More candy for these guys, although Pokémon is ready to roll as it is. Egg number 4 of 5. What do we get out of this? An Eevee. Again, somewhat underwhelming like the Mantine, but we got one more egg to go, and it's going to be... It's got to be the Spheal. Come on, it has to be. It can't be anything but... It's Chikorita. I guess that's not bad. Now, I've noticed, too, the Kanto starters have not been in eggs for quite some time, but they are back with this special event going on, because I did hatch a Squirtle out of a 5-kilometer. So if you're looking for some more Kanto starter Pokemon candy, get your 5K eggs and hatch them up. So that's all we got for the hatching for the time being. No Spheal, but the day is still somewhat young. It's only 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Plenty of time. Hi Groudon, how's it going, my friend? So let's keep wandering, getting more items, more Pokeballs. We're currently sitting at 103 Pokeballs, so we are good. But as I said, I want to try to keep 200 as the minimum for when I start catching everything. So I'll keep catching species as I need them, but I'm happy to get up to 100 Pokeballs, and our Pinat berries are somewhat building up again. So let's continue our item harvesting. And just a few moments later, we come across a wild Spheal. Let's get this capture. See if I've improved somewhat with the Pokeballs. Nope, not yet. I find it easier when I do hold it, my phone with my other hand. So when I'm recording videos, it's kind of harder. But I can just brace it under the camera phone as I'm doing right now. Immediate breakout. Now we do need more candy, so I'm going to use a Pinat berry. Come on, buddy. Do your attack. We just want to waddle around like a little goofball. Okay, my thumb slipped on that one. We got a great throw. That was actually very random, lucky. I wasn't even aiming for that. But we make the capture, and we get the candy we need to evolve Tusker up to Celio. So this one's appraisal. Room for improvement. We're going to transfer you. Now the question is, do we see Walrein needing 400 candy? I don't know. Let's find Tusker. Whereabouts are you? 500, I think? 485. Close enough. Alright. Evolution into Celio. Was my cousin correct in how much candy will be needed for Walrein? If so, that's a lot more harvesting of Spheal that we need to be doing. Alright, but Celio is now here. So from 485, registered Pokedex, the CP goes up to 911. No, it only needs 100. So it must probably be Wailord that needs 500 because of how huge that is. So just as a reminder here, I don't know if I showed this off yet, but Tusker, really strong with really strong HP, and that's the one we chose to go with. So let's check the Pokedex for Celio, and then we haven't even found our first Wailmer yet, so Wailord is still quite a ways off from us being able to get it. But Celio, the ball roll Pokemon. Celio has the habit of always juggling on the tip of its nose anything it sees for the first time. This Pokemon occasionally entertains itself by balancing and rolling a Spheal on its nose. Interesting stuff. Alright, but that is our new addition to the Pokedex. Let's continue harvesting up some more items, and I think I'm going to stop off and harvest up some energy too, to do some recharging.
Well, another new Gen 3 species has just popped up. Our first Carvanha has presented itself. Can we get this one captured? I've sort of learned a little bit more about throwing the balls in this new mechanic. Well, clearly not. But it seems like I have. It's like the curveballs, they curve a lot more. So if I still spin it but throw it straight, I can sort of land them better. So I guess I'm kind of improving and adjusting to this new throwing format. And we make the capture of Carvanha. So can we get a max stat Carvanha as our first one? Let's find out. It's really strong. Wasn't expecting that, but we did get a max attack stat Carvanha, and it's very tiny. Now, I've also learned a little bit about my audio recorder. I think the reason it doesn't like to work sometimes is it's just super sensitive to the cold. So it should be recording right now. You should be able to hear me just fine, but I find if I'm outside walking for a bit and then I try to use it, no go. But if I use it when I'm inside, it seems to be fine. So I guess it's just because it's cold. So anyway, with that being said, we have to show off the Pokedex for Carvanha, but I also have to show off a recent hatch that I've done, not you, Not you, not you, but you, Barboach. We did hatch a Barboach from a 2-kilometer egg, I believe that was. This one was hatched with max attack, max defense. Likely going to be the one that we choose once we get 5. But let's check the Pokedex for both of these, and then I'll get that Torchic for some more candy. So first things first. I guess technically since we hatched the Barboach first, we'll check out the that Pokedex data. Whereabouts might you happen to be? Barboach, the Whiskers Pokemon. Again, I've already nicknamed the Pokemon Whiskers. How strange. Barboach's sensitive whiskers serve as a superb radar system. This Pokemon hides in mud, leaving only its 2 whiskers exposed while it waits for prey to come along. And as for wherever there you are, Carvanha. Carvanha, the Savage Pokemon. And we named a Pokemon Savage. My Dugtrio. What? Anyways. Carvanha's strongly developed jaws and its sharply pointed fangs pack the destructive power to rip out boat hulls. Many boats have been attacked and sunk by this Pokemon. Can't wait to see what Sharpedo's like in this game. But anyway, that's 2 new additions. Let's grab some more items. I'm doing pretty good on Pokeballs for the time being. 3 more than I just had. Looking like we're at 142. So once I get to 200, I'm starting to catch everything. But let's continue getting some more candy. Well, I think that's going to be a wrap for today's footage of Pokemon Go. My initial intention was to end off the video with a nice lure and incense session at the 2 Pokestops in the neighborhood here on Christmas Day, but, well, as you can see, it's a pretty messy day out there. I'll be sitting over at that little bench right over there, and I'm not really that interested in sitting out in this weather to do that, so, yeah, we're going to call it a day. Let's make sure I'm all focused here. I think I might be. Possibly. Anyway, so I just want to say thanks everybody for watching today's video, and I'm going to step inside. It is chilly out there. The wind is blowing quite fiercely. But thank you for watching. Hopefully if you're enjoying Christmas, or if you're celebrating Christmas, you're having a good one. If you're not, happy holidays to whatever holiday you are celebrating, and Happy New Year coming up very soon as we roll into 2018 with some more Pokemon action. Now, I will, of course, have to go out and get myself a Pokemon and my Pokestop just so I can continue my streak for the day. So any new things that do appear, I'm probably just going to do a little Twitter post about it. So if you're not following me on Twitter, there's a link in the description down below. You can follow me at Twitter and see all these different postings and stuff. For example, I can showcase, I did recently hatch, something I wasn't expecting, a Santa Hat Pichu, which I've never had before. Interesting to note they don't have present for the attack. Probably because Pichu itself can't learn present in the games. But things like that I will post on Twitter, so you guys can keep up to date on exactly what's going on in my adventures of Pokemon Go. But for the rest of today, I'm just going to relax with some nice, oh no, my Pokemon need treats. But I'm going to relax with some nice treats of my own, some nice turkey dinner. I've already had that, but leftovers are a thing. And just go with some nice relaxation on Christmas Day, enjoying my new Vegeta, Prince of All Saiyans, pajama shirt that I got for Christmas, which is pretty nice. Not quite Goku, but at least Vegeta becomes more of a good guy in Dragon Ball Super, so I guess he's not the worst after all. But, as I said, it's going to wrap things up. So once again, Merry Christmas to those of you who are celebrating, Happy Holidays to those who aren't, and if you don't celebrate holidays in general, Happy Monday, and have a good one. Professor Chaz is now going to close this door and sign off for the day. Thank you once again for watching. Stay tuned for more Pokemon action coming up over the holidays as I can finally get back to our regular series of Pokemon XD, Pokemon Ultra Sun, and Pokemon TCG Online. Until those videos arrive, Professor Chaz is signing off, and I'll catch you next time. Happy holidays, everybody.